Welcome and good morning. Welcome to the Elevate Your Health Morning Show. I'm here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. I am your faith-based wellness coach. And when you listen to me, when you come into my atmosphere, ooh, baby, my one major goal, let me put one finger there, one goal is to motivate you. Because I've noticed from being around people in the world, everybody, including me, needs some motivation at some time, right? It could be in the morning, in the evening, and that motivation is great when you're in Clubhouse, when you're at the gym, when you're watching a video. But what happens when that's gone? You kind of lose the motivation, right? So from the motivation, I like to turn it into inspiration. I want to inspire you to be the best you that you can be. And then lastly, that transformation. Everything I do and say is to transform you to be the best person that you can be in Christ. So with that being said, we start every show off with hot health topics. Woo-hoo! Now, I got to tell you guys, I've been looking for more and more new health topics, but it just seems like the same ones just keep coming back. So I would love for you to join in on the conversation. But before we join in the conversation, I'm just going to scroll through the Instagram really quick to see if we have any newbies. I see E. And if you don't have a ticket, grab a ticket to join our family right here. Yes. Everyone over here on Instagram, good morning. So when it comes to your health, elevating your health, we like to get the easy things, right? What are some tips? So one of the major things that's out there that everyone's talking about are the GLP ones, the shakes, not the shakes, I'm sorry. Well, some people are turning them into shakes, right? I've noticed that a lot of companies will use that as a catchphrase. So I found for myself to add strength training with that. There's nothing wrong with, doing those shots, in my opinion. Everything you hear is my opinion. You can do it, but it's very, very important, my friends, that you follow it up with strength training. That's so important. And also the education, because yes, you can stop yourself from feeling hungry, but what happens when you stop taking those? Because you definitely don't want to take it for the rest of your life, right? If anyone has a comment about this, if you're taking it, if you know someone who's taking it, I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about these shots and these pills and everything? Because I found, if you have a opinion, great. If not, great. What I have found when I see these women, they come to, I hear someone on mic, go for it. Was that you, Health?
Yes, this is Shantae, Health Wells.
Hi,
So I have a client actually that is doing their trifecta, but doing it while actually following like a 5-week protocol is definitely heavy on the strength training and the nutrition, because again, it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be on it for life. And so I also emphasize the fact that your body actually makes a lot of these GLP-1, your body makes peptides, your body actually makes like PYY and also CCK. These are all society hormones that you can actually stimulate through food. So instead of always trying to go just the pill route, understand that our plate really can affect these GLP-1s. Back to you.
So, Health, really quick, are you saying, well, I already know because you've said this before, the shots, the pills, all that stuff, our body automatically makes it. But do I also hear you saying that the foods we eat can help as well?
So this morning on my show, that's what I was talking about. A lot of people don't realize. So you have stretch receptors in your stomach, and you can actually. So what we do with athletes who are looking to actually, make weight, let's say for instance, you can stimulate GLP-1 production as well as CCK. These are all satiety hormones that your people are going and paying for. You can do it through foods, and guess what? There are things like blackberries, pomegranates, green tea that can also stimulate your body's own GLP-1s. So yeah, it's a real thing.
Health, I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard, that you're coming up with an ebook or a book that has the supplements for foods for this GLP, because you just mentioned a whole bunch of them, like, give me more. Does that sound like something that you can do? I know it'll definitely help us. Give us your thoughts on that. And maybe she's not able to chat, guys, but I think that is a great topic for a great book to come through. If you're speaking, Health, we can't hear you.
Can you say that again?
I said, no worries. I said, I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard, that you're going to be creating an ebook or a regular book with the foods that can be the supplements for the GHLP ones. Is that true?
Absolutely, an ebook is coming our way. See, that's what I'm working on in night school. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Because that's what we need, right? Healthier solutions. All right. So that was the first health topic, hot health topic. Number two, strength training. This is so important. We talk about it all the time. And I love social media, especially Instagram. I don't know if it's videos, I don't know if it's pictures. And I saw this girl I actually reposted it because I love it so much. I'm about giving, right? And she's talking about, it's a video of her exercising and strength training. And a lot of women I found think they have to lift light weights. Yes, I have a 5-pound weight, and I was there with you. Trust me. I remember when I started my fitness journey, my girlfriend and I, Marquita, we were so proud of ourselves. We'd go to the park, and we'd be walking because we couldn't run. We were too big, and the weight couldn't hit to our knees, so we couldn't run, but we would walk. Now, mind you, we would never tell anyone we were walking. We were like, we're going for a run, but we were walking. And I remember the first time we went to the gym, we were so proud of ourselves. We were in class and we had our little 5-pound weights and we were like, ew. And we looked next to us and this lady had like a 15, 20. We were like, oh my gosh, that's so heavy. Could never do that. And sometimes when you're starting on this fitness journey, you think you can't do it, or you think, I'm going to get bulky. I'm going to get bulky like a man. Trust and believe, you're never going to get bulky unless you're taking steroids. We're just not built that way. That is the second hot health topic. Anyone want to talk about their journey on strength training or comment, question, anything like that? You got 5 seconds to come through with your question. All right, Crow, number 3. Someone's coming up to the stage. Ray, do you have a question, Ray? I see you come up here, or a comment about strength training. If so, on mic, say your name, go for it. All righty, crew. The third hot health topic for today is all about that protein. Am I the only person you're hearing everybody talk about protein? Everywhere you look, you see protein. I'm going to dive a lot deeper into this because I was literally in Aldi's the other day and I saw it said coffee protein, this protein. Let me tell you why it is so important, especially for women over 40, over 50, to get more protein. As we get older, you start losing your muscle. Did you know that at the age of 30, you start to lose between 1% to 3% of the muscle in your body? The muscle is what makes you look good. The muscle is what speeds up your metabolism. After the age of 50, it's 3 to 5%. And it's sad. It's like, where do my booty go? Where do my arms go, right? That's why you want to have the protein. So those are our hot health topics for today. Thank you for rolling through. Questions, comments, you want to talk about it in the chat. Let me just give a scroll before I go on. Looks like Kathy said, spot on about the GLP-1. Wish I could join. Go for it. I hear someone.
Saying the protein is so yummy in the sense of, think about the calorie burn that you get. A lot of people don't realize it. So I'm glad that you brought that up. You can take your protein, like the calories you spend to actually consume it and digest it is more than even when you digest like vegetables and fruit and other like substances. Like you're talking about a 25% uptake in calorie burn just from consuming the protein. So it matters. I love this conversation. Back to you.
I love it. Something my daughter said to me once, Renee, because good morning over there, mommy over there on Facebook. Sometimes you get hungry, right? It could be nighttime. It could be morning time. And this is a test I want you to do for yourself when you think you're hungry, right? If you had a piece of chicken, or let's say some cookies, or maybe if it wasn't cookies, it could be something more healthy like watermelon, right? Which would you want to eat, the piece of chicken or the yummy yummy? And if you say you want the yummy yummy, you probably are not hungry. So eat the protein. And I say that because I'm so hungry. And sometimes I don't want to eat that chicken, because I don't know about you guys. But when I used to go to Popeyes, anyone here a Popeyes fan? I used to love Popeyes. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, the fat girl is inside of me. So I have to watch her all the time. I would love Popeyes. I would go there. And this was when I used to eat the cockroaches of the sea. The cockroaches of the sea are shrimp. I don't eat shrimp. Okay, maybe sometimes when I go to my sister's house, because she buys shrimp fried rice, but I don't eat shrimp. Anyway, when I'd go to Popeyes, I'd get the little order of shrimp, and then I'd get chicken wings. The little wings, I think it's like 3 or 4, and then I get a biscuit. Oh my gosh, I would love my biscuit. You guys remember that from Martin? My biscuit. I love the biscuit. So if I'm eating that biscuit instead of the chicken, I'm probably really not that hungry. I'm just craving that. So the point is, eat your protein, eat your protein, eat your protein. All righty, Crow. That is the end of Hot Health Topics. Also, just to let you know, if you're focusing on your health and you need some help and you need some more guidance, this Saturday, I am doing a pop-up workshop here in Tampa. If you're not in Tampa, Florida, it's okay. It's okay. It's really hot here. You can come through virtual. And I've actually made the tickets BOGO, buy one, get one free. And it's really tapping in on your vision. Yes, it's for all of your vision for the whole year. But if you're really focused on your health, right? Like you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of the same thing and you don't know what to do. Join in. You can click the link. You can text me for more information. It's on Eventbrite. It's called Elevate. No, it's not called Elevate. It is called Elevate Your Health. There it is over there. Elevate Your Health. And what we're doing is we're looking at what we've done for the first year in regards to our health and wellness, our relationships, and then we're going forward. All right, crew. Thank you for joining in on Health Topics. Up next, we have the Ask StarzTina question. I'm going to pause for a second. If anyone has a question that they want to ask me in regards to health and wellness, maybe it's for yourself, maybe it's for anyone else, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to come through. Because I heard a blip blip. I heard a blip blip. I think Jeannie's got a question. Come through with your question. Otherwise,
Heard some people ask, like, how can you just get started at any age? Because I have had older people say, like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't think people in fitness will really work with me. Am I too old? So could you speak to that?
I so love this question, Shantae Health Wells. So I am a personal trainer. And I began my personal training process over a decade ago. And it actually started on myself, right? And that's how most things that people do is they do it for themselves. Like you may hear me get you motivated and inspired. I'm going to say reach for the moon because if you fall, you're still amongst the stars. I'm really saying that for myself. Same thing with my health and wellness journey. It is super deep for me because at 49, my father passed away from a massive heart attack in his sleep. 49 years old is way too young to pass away from something that can be preventable, from diet, exercise. So that is why I care about it so much. My grandmother passed away, who helped raise me and was so close to me. So when you talk about older people, oh my gosh. So Shantae, I was sitting in the gym and I had a client come up. It was an older gentleman. And he probably would have been the same age as my father if my father was alive. And he's a pastor and we're talking and we're going back and forth. And he's like, can you really help me, Tina? Can I really make a change? Because, you got to bend down. You got to do all these things. The question is, if you're older, is it too late? It is never, ever, ever. I repeat, never, ever, ever too late to get started. First of all, you have to decide. All right. And decide means to chop in half and make a decision. You have to decide what type of life you want to live. If you want to be 80, 90, 100, whatever, do you want to be that 80, 90-year-old that's like on a cane wobbling around? Or do you want to be that 89-year-old jumping around? And I put a picture on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram yesterday. It was his grandma and she put on this Spider-Man outfit and she's like playing with her kids. Or do you want to be that older person that's running the marathons? A couple of weeks ago, I went to Georgia and they were celebrating a woman who passed away. She was doing the marathon every single year. And she was about 100 years old. So there's any age, you just have to make that decision in your head. Yes, I know, friends, your bones may ache, your back may hurt. Get up and move. Whether you're moving or whether you're not moving, you're still going to be in pain. You have to listen to what works best for your body. If you're older and you're like, I don't know where to start, I want to invite you to connect with my mother. My mother is on the 7th floor and she started her journey over there. And she actually runs my senior division of my program. She teaches fitness classes to seniors 2 times a week. She also does collaborations in her community to teach the people. So if you're older, yes, you can do this. You just have to make that decision. Shantae, thank you so much for that question. And I hear someone. Go ahead.
It's me. And honestly, earlier I was not miking up. My phone was doing it. But I live in a senior community. And I pay an enormous amount of money to eat bad food. They do what they do. They serve meals very closely together, 7:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's carbs and sugar. Carbs. So if I want to eat correctly, I've been spending my own money to eat. And I just got out of the hospital after a month because I sprained my ankle.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Jeannie. You are so right. It's very important that you're eating right. So what do? So you could speak to your family to help you out. If you don't have your family, you can start a community with us and say, hey, I want to have more healthy eating, and decide. And if you want, you can also, Renee, if you can get Jeannie's information so we can have a one-on-one with her to help her, because I get it, right? It's like, what do you do? And that's what we're going to do for you right there, Jeannie. I'm so excited. Renee, please get her information.
Please get my information, because most old people don't realize, and they don't care. If you have diabetes, they give you 8 ounces of orange juice.
That's true.
They don't file any, but it's Allure Corporation, every corporation that does a senior home does it to make money.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Jeannie. And if you're a senior person and you want some advice, someone needs to be muted. Help me out, please. If you're a senior and you need some support, tap in. I can definitely connect you with my mother, Miss Hattie. She teaches classes Mondays and Wednesdays, I think, at 11 a.m. Eastern. And she's just going to say, just move. All righty, crew. As we move forward, we have Transformation Spotlight for today. Someone wants to speak? Go ahead. Say your name.
Good morning, StarzTina. You are so inspirational.
Hey, girl. Hey, who is this?
Educational. Good to hear your voice.
Hey, girl. Hey, who's this?
Dr. EP. I just kind of piggyback on what was just being said. As a fitness trainer myself and an aerobic teacher, how do you begin your process of meeting a person where they are? Because oftentimes older people don't want to exercise because they feel inadequate physically, mentally, and socially. What is your process?
I love it. I love it.
Get them acclimated to working out on their level.
I love it.
Close my mic. I'm in the gym now, so it's very noisy here, but love you, Tina. I love what you
Yay. Thank you so much for the question. There's a 2-part answer to that question. You guys know Myron Golden is my spiritual coach. He's also my business coach. I meet with him twice a week. And last week, I actually asked him a question regarding a client that I have who is losing her faith in God. She's, not in such a great mental space right now. She's thinking about her childhood, and she's just like, I think I'm gonna give up on God. And she's been in church her whole life. And I'm like trying to talk to her, I'm trying to pour into her, and it's just not working. And normally I'm just like, peace, get away from me, because I can't deal with it. But I didn't want to do that. So I asked Myron Golden, I said, Myron, and they were talking about grace, right? You have to give people grace. He didn't say that. They were talking about giving grace, how if you have grace, life will be a lot better. And I asked him, I said, how do you help someone who's not, I'm sorry, it was grateful, not grace, grateful. And he's like, you can't. Pretty much he was saying, it's like if you're trying to introduce someone to God or to Christ or whatever, you can't talk someone into it. You can't beat it into them. So first of all, they have to want it. So Dr. EP, you're like, but it's your loved one, it's your mother, it's your father. How do you get to them? You really want to. Give you the example of my mother, because as I told you, my father passed away at 49. And a few years ago, I saw my mother going down that spiral. And she was just like, she loves sweets, right? And I'm older, I don't care, I'm gonna do whatever. And I'm not suggesting this for anyone, I just had a screaming match. I was like, do you want to die? Today, I would not say that, because I have grown. I would say, do you want to live a wonderful life? Do you want to be able to do a half marathon again? Remember when you were younger and you did this? So that's the first part of the answer, is they have to want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, remind them what they did, what it would feel like, right? It's all about that feeling and that emotion. And sometimes you got to get to the root of it. You got to peel the onion away. Ask them why. Do you want to feel healthier? And some people would say no, and because they're just being moody. But peel the onion away. Find out their why. Maybe their why is because, like Jeannie, they're in a senior facility and they're just bored. They're just around a bunch of seniors that are negative and it smells and it's yucky. Well, hey, do you want to get out of this place? Do you want to go on a trip? Right? So find out their why. And then, as she said, meet them where they were. I'm training and I have this client and she's not older. She's just in her zone. And I said to her, she trains with me once a week. And I said, why don't you try a class? And she's like, maybe I'll go to a seniors class. I don't want to, I'm embarrassed of how I look or how I feel. So you have to meet people where they are and accept it. This is something else you can do. FFF. This is in sales and all the time. I know how you feel. I remember when I started my fitness journey, I didn't like the way I looked in my clothes. I wasn't too confident. And if you think about it, when you first walk into the gym, if you've never been, you don't know what you're doing. And I love people watching. And yesterday I saw this couple come into the gym, and my gym is huge. It feels like it's thousands of people there. So when you walk in, it's like, oh my gosh. And if you're older and you've never exercised, you've never done it, you don't know what to do. So find a partner, find a local partner. There's always someone. Community is so important. I know I'm going on and on with this answer, but it's so deep to my heart because we can learn so much from our seniors. So if someone is older and they feel they don't want to, find out their why, have them make the decision, and let them see what it would look like, right? Let them know this is what your life can be, and show them other older people, right, that are doing the exact same thing. I forgot that when I work out, I feel happy. That's something my mother said, right? I'm actually going to be writing an ebook that's coming out in a couple of weeks. I had to download this morning, Renee. So in a couple of weeks, it's going to be my son's birthday. You see his picture with me everywhere. And trigger warning for anyone that's here. My 21-year-old son was murdered about a decade ago, and he would have been 32 years old. And the other day, I had a little breakdown, but I went to my therapist yesterday, and it was absolutely amazing. And some things that she told me, she just had to remind me, right? And then she gave me some more information. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing some things for his birthday, but this ebook is going to help with grief. Because as my daughter said to me, grief is when love is lost, or oh my Lord Jesus. Renee, type it in the chat if you can remember what she said, because this is so good and I forgot it, but it's going to be the title of the ebook. Because when you're feeling a certain sort of way, and sometimes when you're older, you're feeling grief, you're feeling sadness, and you got to get rid of that sadness. Thank you so much. Does that help you out, Dr. EP, at all?
Absolutely, I concur, because my mom is 100 years old and she has to exercise at least once a day, and I meet her where she is. So absolutely, and thank you for sharing.
Did you guys hear that? 100 years old. I don't know much about the Bible, but I heard people live lots of years, like 120. How old was Moses? Or like 104? I don't know. Don't get me to lying, guys. But I heard people lived a long time. And I remember years ago, it's wild how when you get older, you get more knowledge, right? Like I remember years ago, I would say, I don't want any more friends. I don't want any more friends. I'm good. And that's because I had this crazy mindset. And I was younger. I was like, I don't want to get older. I don't want to get old, because the older people that I saw, they weren't healthy. They didn't look happy, right? And as my mother just said, movement makes you happy. As Dr. EP said, she said her mother exercises or moves twice a day. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I get out of bed, it's like the Tin Man. It's like, creak, 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 right? And this morning I was just like, okay, let's pull my legs together. And this week was my first full week as a new trainer at this gym. And guys, I am that coach that I'm right by your side. If we're doing jumping jacks, we're doing jumping jacks. If we're punching, we're punching. And can I tell you guys, I got about almost 30 new clients. And that's a lot. If you're working out with every client and you're teaching a class in the morning and then you're doing your own workout. So this morning, actually it wasn't even this morning, it was the middle of the night. My knee, and because Tina wants to do the most, I decided to give our community a Stairmaster challenge. The Stairmaster challenge this week is 30 minutes on the Stairmaster every day. So yesterday I did it, guys. Okay, maybe it was 27 minutes, but I did it. So this morning, actually it was the middle of the night, my knee was screaming. It was punching me. My knee was like, girl, my hip. I'm in bed. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I had to get up. I went in the bathroom. I got it wasn't Bengay. I forgot what it's called. And then I did something else. I got that. Oh, and I took some Tylenol because the pain was so bad. And I realized, Tina, you are 53 years old. You're not 23, so you can't be doing the most. So I'm getting off topic. Forgive me. Elevate your health. That's where we are today. Brought to you by Breakfast with Champions. If you like anything that you're hearing, I want you to go over to our site, bwcdaily.com. I repeat, hi, DJ Scooby, DJ Natasha, good morning, girlfriend, over there on Instagram, bwcdaily.com. That is our school community. We have so many knowledgeable, amazing hosts, right? And it's led by Ramon Ray. He is live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. When I talk about nuggets, he went on right before me, and I was like, you see, guys, I got my notebook and pen. I'm here. I'm like, I feel like I'm back in school. The other day, I forgot who. Oh, Mary Lynn was talking. Then after Ramon's show, Favor got on. He was talking about emails. I was hitting up everyone. Renee, get on here now. So much knowledge here in the BWC family. If you want to grow your mind, your body, your soul, your finances, you want to join us. All righty, guys. Today's topic is, can you pass the everyday fitness test? And this is something that I'm going to be talking about this Friday when I go on Great Day Tampa. And I'm so grateful that I get to do that, because I realize when it comes to exercise, some people think, well, how much can you bench? How much can you squat? How much can you this? And at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? I feel like The Rock right now when I said that. I remember one day I was standing at the gym and this lady comes up to me and she's like, how much do you bench? And I was like, I felt like saying, I don't bench at all. Like, that's not my jam. It doesn't matter how much you can bench, how much you can put on your back, and how much you can squat. If you're walking around looking like a little muscle man. No. We're going to do the fitness test right now. And I want you to join me. Put some muscles. Let me see your muscles. Put a muscle in the chat if you can join me on this fitness test. There's 4 things I'm going to have us do. I want to see who's going to join me on this fitness test. Come on now, let me see these muscles. Jukebox in my head. There was a song back in the day. I want muscle. Anyone know who sang that song? It was either Jeannie's gonna join. It was either Diana Ross or Donna Summer. I don't know. Anyone know who sang that song? I want muscle. I know. I'm showing my age. All right, here we go. Fitness test. The reason why I'm sharing this fitness test, and for those of you that are watching, earlier I talked about protein, and I'm so excited. We're having a game today. My supporting partner, Renee, she's going to come through the clubhouse room and she's going to do a game called Protein Power Quiz. These are questions. It's going to be a fun game, so make sure you stay tuned. So right now we're going into the Can You Pass the Everyday Fitness Test? Come on up, Isham. And the reason why I'm doing this test and talking about fitness with this, it's the functioning exercises, the basic things like bending down and picking something up off the floor, opening a car door. Because as we get older, if we're not lifting weights and strength training, if we're not eating protein, our muscles are going to leave us. They're going to be bye. They're going to be gone. And then when your muscles get weak, your bones may break. And then when your bones break, you could fall, break a hip, something like that. Is there anyone here who has a family member or knows someone or has a friend or a coworker who fell, or maybe they were in a car accident or something happened to them and their life was changed forever, right? Most people that are older, they usually don't repair that fast. They don't get better that quick. And it's just kind of a downward spiral if they aren't already healthy. And I remember a friend of mine, his mother fell. She was walking and she slipped on the ice and fell. And she's like 80 something years old. And in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh. And I know I probably shouldn't have thought this, but she was older. She broke her hip. And I heard that's not a good thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's probably not going to be the same, blah, 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 but she's a super healthy woman and she got better. So I'm sharing this topic today. So if you're not able to pass this fitness test, you're going to get your stuff together and get going. I'm going to look in the chat because I don't see anyone over there on Instagram. Chop. Are you joining in the test with me? Renee, anyone over there on the Facebook side, on the YouTube side that's going to join us? I see Dr. EP said 100%. Diana Ross sang it, written by Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson wrote songs. I didn't even know that. See, you learn stuff all the time. Thank you so much for that, Dominique. All right, guys, fitness test. The fitness test number one is, can you stand up from a chair? It's a simple one. Can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? So I'm going to, if you're on Instagram, you can see my whole body, but I'm going to pretend I'm sitting in a chair. So I'm squatting right now. Sitting in a chair. Can you get up? And that, good morning, Kim. Oh, that's my girl. So getting up from the chair, can you do that? Put a number one in the chat. Well, actually put yes. Can you get up from a chair without using your hands? Because there's some people who actually have to use their hands to get out of a chair. Bella said she can. My mother said she can. Can anyone else get up out of the chair? I am with you all the way. Can you get up out of the chair? Terry said she can get up the chair. Ding, 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 ding. Now, guys, when I did the research for this particular test, I got to be honest with you. I'm not saying I don't like reading. My brain is like this all the time, going, 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 going. And I thought it said step up on a chair. So that can be another step too. If you can step up on a chair without falling or losing your balance, that is the first test. So if you are able to get up out of a chair without using your hands, you are winning. I'm going to pause right there for a hot second, because you probably have to sit down and use the toilet, and that's a squat, right? So you're here and you got to sit down when you use the bathroom. And I don't know about you, but when I'm in public, I don't sit on the toilet, right? I just kind of, and sometimes they have those rails there, so I'll like hold it on the side like this as I'm going, but you got to squat when you're using the bathroom. And if your balance isn't good, you're probably not able to do it. So that's the first fitness test. Thank you for your answers. The second fitness test, and you can watch me for this one right here, is can you balance on one leg for 10 seconds? So right now I have my knee bent, as you can see here. If you're a little more flexible or your balance pretty good, we're here. So let's get the timer going. 10, 9, are you balancing? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you pass the fitness test? Now my body's got to be equal. So you do one side, you got to do the other side, right? Let's try it again. So lift your leg up. Can you balance? Maybe you bring your arms up. Maybe you bring them out to the side. Maybe you bring that leg out. I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's count it off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me look in the chat. Give me a yes. How did you do on the balancing test? Were you able to keep your balance? Ishman said he was. Woo, woo. The Right Moves Grants and Funding Show. All right, I see that there. Marla said she was able to. Paula. Awesome, crew. I like that. All righty. The third thing for the fitness test is, can you pick something up off the floor? Now, you can't see me all the way, but can you bend down and pick it up? Because some people aren't able to do that. So right now, I want you to see if you're able to bend down. Morning, Portia. Portia, welcome in. Anyone coming in? We're doing a fitness test right now. We're testing your health and wellness to see where you are physically. Can you pick up something off the floor without having to hold on to something? And that all has to do with your balance. Yes, I'm on the treadmill. Okay. I have read the woman should stand over toilet and pee as it comes to empty your bladder. I love that, Jeannie. All righty, crew. So talking about bending over and picking up something, it's all about the core, right? And when you get over 30, when you get older, the belly fat just goes right here. It's like in your stomach. And whenever I train a client, I share the importance of exercising and working your whole core. Whenever I do an workout, normally I'll start with the stomach, but there's 4 areas of your stomach you want to work out. You have your upper abs, which can be a simple crunch like that, right? Then you have your lower abs, where you go to zip your pants up. And then you have your obliques, which is the sides here. And then you have the inside of the stomach where all of those beautiful organs are. And that's when you do like a plank pose. And then I'm going to say, when you work your core, you also want to work your lower back because they're both connected. Also, crew, your posture, right? What are you looking like? Bring your shoulders up, back, down, and around. Pull your hips in. Just by having great posture, you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. I see we are popping over here in the chats. So let me read in here. Yes, I can bend easily. Okay, Jeannie, I love that. All right, crew. Our final question for our fitness test: can you carry groceries without struggling. Now, if you're anything like my supporting partner, Renee, she lives on the 3rd floor. I think she purposely did it because she's a little bit like me and she loves a challenge. She loves to torture herself sometimes. And she'll carry every single bag she has just to get up the stairs. And so can you carry your bags, whether it's the grip of it or like a round one, whatever, without struggling? I also say, think about a suitcase. Right? I think it's 45, depending on what airline you go on, 50 pounds that you can have in a suitcase. Are you able to pick up the suitcase? Are you able to bring it in the car? Because if you're not, guess what? You're going to hurt yourself because you're not used to doing it all the time, right? You want to use your core, you want to use your legs. So that is all about today's fitness test. Anyone want to unmic, share with me how they did, if they liked it, if they didn't like it? I would love to hear your thoughts. And maybe you don't want to share your thoughts, or maybe you're not able to.
I was thinking this morning that I always pick the top floor wherever I live on purpose for the reason you just said. It's so good for my legs, and that's why I'm able to do the Stairmaster challenge this week.
I love it. Thank you so much for that, Renee. And as we said, here at Elevate Your Health, when you come through, my goal is just to give you little tips, tricks, and strategies to help you on this thing called life, right? Because as Ramon said earlier, I don't care what area of business you are in, your mental health, your emotional, your physical health is so very important. You cannot be the best version of yourself if you're not physically fit, right? Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a singer, a dancer, I don't care. You have to be physically fit. You have to make sure you're nourishing your mind, your body, and your soul with the correct things. That's why I'm so excited about our workshop this weekend. If you click the link at the top, you can get more information about this workshop to kind of get you on track. And sometimes people are just like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. How do I make a change? You're on that stop and go. If my girl, Kim, I saw her come into the room. I don't know if she's still in here, but I know for me, sometimes it's frustrating, right? It's like you start something and you stop and you're like, how do I get past this stage? It's first of all, closing the door to the old life. Alexa, stop. It's about closing the door and realizing you don't want that life anymore. It could be the way you walk, the way you talk, the people you surround yourself with. You just have to cut off certain things, right? We hear this all the time. Insanity. Insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. We know every morning the sun is going to rise. We know this. We know 1 + 1 is 2. That's just the way it is. So if you know that a person acts a certain sort of way, if you know a person is a certain way, if you know certain foods are going to do certain things to your body, then why are you taking it? Why are you hanging around those things? That's so ridiculous to me. Alrighty, crew. We're about to transition to our game, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to end this live stream and only be in the clubhouse room here because, as I mentioned, I get to teach a spin class in a few minutes. So we're just going to transition to the clubhouse space. Before we get out of here, remember, Elevate Your Health is a show that I do every Wednesday at 8 a.m. We have our hot health topics. We're going to come in hot, sharing something that's going on in the news to help you through, and then question area. So if you have a question today that you weren't able to give me, come through next week for it. You can also email it to me. Our website is Elevate 360 Center. You can go there and see our website and everything. And then StarzTina, wherever you want to find me, I am there. With that being said, I hope you guys had fun with the Can You Pass the Everyday Challenge. And if you did not pass it, it's time to make a change in your life. Right? Michael Jackson said it. I want to make a change for once in my life. And I don't know about you, but I just want the best life, the best feeling. I want to live in the present moment right now. So many people are going to tell you what you should do, what you need to do. At the end of the day, what's in your heart? What fuels your soul? What makes you feel amazing, right? If you're getting up every day and you hate your job, now I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm not saying that because I know I do that a lot. If I'm not feeling it, it's like, please. But if you know that you're in a relationship or you're surrounded by people that just don't fuel you, you don't really have to leave. At least that's worked for me. I find people just kind of leave on their own. With that being said, We're going to transition now. I'm going to say goodbye over there on Instagram. Thank you so much, Instagram. And then we're only in the clubhouse room right now. I'm going to end this stream. Bloop.